Hey everyone, welcome to week two. First week, was a good introduction to HR, about the, competitive advantages and, kind of learned about some of the terminology that we're going to be using throughout the semester. Talked about some of the functional areas that we're going to be covering each week throughout the session. So, yeah, good overview, but and that leads us directly into week two. Obviously, for week two, there's two chapters this week. You're going to read chapters 2 and 3 in the textbook. Chapter 2 is all about strategic HR management, and again, when you watch the lecture video, you'll kind of learn a little bit more about some of the processes and some of the things that are vital to effective strategic management within HR. But in addition to reading, chapter 2 for this one, and there's a video about the HR strategic partner, which is covered also in chapter 2. I want you to watch that video as well. The assignment for chapter 2 is a strategic management process paper. And basically, one of the things that is very, very a big part of chapter 2 is a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And again, when you watch the video, we'll talk a lot more about what SWOT entails. But you're going to be doing your own SWOT analysis. You're going to be able to pick any company that you like, and you're going to do your own SWOT analysis. You're going to talk about what strengths does a company possess, what weaknesses does it possess, what opportunities should the company pursue, and what threats are there to the company. And again, in the assignment itself, it'll list for you how to write it, the length of the assignment, how many pages, the kind of fonts and all that I like to see. So make sure that you pay particular attention to that, and it'll be due on Sunday. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. But again, it's pretty easily outlined. But again, a SWOT analysis, and again, I think the easiest way to do it is just to list strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You don't have to, even though it's a paper, you don't have to necessarily write a long, drawn out. I think I limit it to maybe no more than 4 pages total. So again, just let me know. And again, as far as what company to pick, I recommend picking bigger companies, like Fortune 500 companies, because you can find, if you just, look for SWOT related to these big companies, you'll be able to find a lot of information that will help you to write your paper. And as always, if you do cite other sources, please make sure that you cite it in a works cited page at the end of your paper. So that's all for chapter 2. As far as chapter 3, and again, you'll hear me in the lecture video talk about it. It's my favorite chapter of the whole session, of the whole semester, I should say. Because again, me being a lawyer myself, I do chapter 3 is all about the legal environment of the workplace, and so you're going to learn all about employment laws and things like sexual harassment and disability discrimination and things along those lines. So I think it's this is the chapter where you get to be a lawyer. And again, in addition to this being not only my favorite topic to talk about all semester, but I think the assignment that you're going to be working on is also one of my favorite. You're going to be doing a case summary of an actual law. So I listed in the assignment 5 different, big famous cases in employment law history. You can pick any one of them, and what I recommend doing is just type each one into Wikipedia, and it will give you a great summary of each one, and then pick the one that you like the most. And then you're going to kind of do what lawyers do. You're going to write a quick summary of the case. What are the facts of the case? What did the lower courts to decide? If it made it all the way to the Supreme Court, what did they decide? And tell me, what rationale did the courts use to come up with their decision? And then finally, you're going to say, what can you and HR departments take away from the ruling in this case? And again, you're going to answer all those 4 questions. Again, this is going to be it's not a long assignment. You can do this in maybe 2 or 3 pages. So, but again, the idea is to give you a chance to do what real lawyers do, in that summarizing a case. So, what you're going to be doing is, if you ever go to law school, this is exactly what happens in law school: is you discuss summaries of cases and what the law means. And in this case, you're going to tell me what the law means as it relates to human resources. So I really think you'll enjoy this assignment. It's truly my favorite assignment all semester. So yeah, just pick any of those 5 cases that most interest you, and that's what I want you to work on. So those are the 2 assignments this week. There's no discussion board this week. It's one of the few weeks that we don't have a discussion board. But I think the SWOT analysis and the equal employment opportunity case summary are so important that I wanted you to focus on those 2 things for this week. So make sure that you're reading the chapters in the book, because again, a little hint for you that I probably didn't mention last week, but the vast majority, if not all the questions on the final exam come from the textbook or what we talk about in these lectures. So please make sure you're reading the books and making notes on the things that I did mention in our quick lecture videos, because that will help you in the final exam. So as always, if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you enjoy the assignments this week, and we'll talk soon.